lesson is all about gymnastics floor skills. So we're going to be looking at the skills that we do on the floor, lots of our fundamental gymnastics skills. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to stand up in your lines. Okay, now you can see, children, that there's a gap in our line. So we're going to run, and then we're going to travel across the gap. Now I want you to imagine that there's a river flowing through here. Now in this river, there's some piranhas that like to nibble on toes. It's really stinky, this river, so if you put your feet in it, it's going to smell forever. Okay, all right, so we want to leap over that gap, okay, however you like, and then we're going to walk back on the floor so that the next person can have a go. Now, you can have your go, okay, so you can go across this gap, okay, but the next person needs to wait until you've come off the mat before they can start, but we do want to keep busy, okay. Right, children, off you go, get busy. Let's get across this gap. Good, keep going. Very nice. Fantastic. Okay, freeze there. Now I think this is too easy for you. So I'm going to make the gap a little bit bigger. Okay, so if you could all help me, please. Make this gap a little bit bigger, that would be fantastic. Wonderful. All right, okay. Now, can you help me, children? How are we getting across this gap? I want you to imagine I've never done it before, and you're going to help me with how we're going to get across this gap. So can you tell me what you're doing to manage to get across without getting your feet in, yes? Yeah.
Or everybody could go back and then we could get a head start and jump.
Yeah, so you're going to need some good speed. Now, I'm not seeing you jumping. I'm seeing you doing something else. Does anyone know the name of what we're doing? Yes? We're leaping. So what's the difference between a leap and a jump, children? Yes? Oh, can you show me again here? Come a bit closer to me. So that's a leap. Show me a jump. Okay, so children, what's the difference between the two? Yes, please? That's right. Okay, but what about if I do this? So what's the difference between what I just did and that? Yeah, they are giving me more power, but you just showed me something. My legs they're straight and they're far away, so they're apart, aren't they? So when I'm doing a leap, I take off one foot and I bring my legs nice and far apart and I land on the other foot, okay? So that's the difference, isn't it, between our jumps and our leaps. So our jumps, I've got 2 feet together and I land with 2 feet together. My leap, I'm taking off one foot, I'm making those legs nice and far apart, and I'm leaping onto the other foot. Okay, now how am I going to get further? How am I going to get further? Yes? Yeah, have a bit more run, which will give us a bit more power, won't it, to get further across this gap. What do you think we should be doing with our arms to make them really nice, these leaps? Yes? Down. Oh, I think when I'm running, I want them like this. What about when I'm leaping? What else? Should we have a look? Let's have a go. Let's get busy. Let's see. You can try, can't you? Let's have a little experiment with what works with your arms. Okay, off you go. Get busy. Good. Take off one foot, land on the other. Well done. I'd like to see a little bit more speed from you. Very nice. Okay, freeze where you are. Okay, go back to your lines quickly. I don't know your name, but could you come to the front for me, please? Yep, please. Right, I liked what you did with your arms. Go to the beginning of your mat. Okay, let's have a look what she does with her arms. Let's see. Oh, I felt like her leap went higher. It lifted up. What did she do with her arms? Show me, all of you. Where did her arms go? Okay, so we need to lift those arms up to get some lift into these leaps. Okay, let's keep going with these leaps. Off you go, lift those arms up. Okay, freeze, you can stay exactly where you are. What could we do now to make our legs look more gymnastic? What could we do? Yes, please? Point our toes and something with our legs. Yes? Yes, so we want our legs nice and straight and our toes pointed. So let's think about that. Arms lifted, legs straight, toes pointed. Off you go. Get busy. Oh, good. I'm liking these straight legs. Very nice here. Okay, right, line up, please. Does anyone think they can make a different shape when they go across? Does anyone think they could make a different shape when they go across? So they're still leaping. Oh, what do you think you could do? You could do it on the side, so you could run along. Okay, when you get to the gap, you could leap sideways. Oh, let's give that a try. Right, off you go, children. Leaping sideways. Oh, I like it. Very good. Good try, really nice. Good, still got to take off one foot, very nice. And land on the other. Very good. Very nice. Okay, go and line up. Right, I've got a shape for you. Now, where you are on your floor, I'd like you to have a little go at this shape. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bend our front leg and we're going to keep our back leg nice and straight. So on the floor where you are, let's have a little go. So our front leg is bent and our back leg is nice and straight. And we've still got those arms lifted because we know, don't we, that if we lift our arms up, it makes our leaps higher. Okay, so now you've got to think about it. So let's stand up for a minute. So your front leg is the one that's bent, so let's lift that one up. Can you point your toe? Good. And then your back leg, can you lift it behind you? It's straight. Straight behind you. Oh, right, this is really tricky to think about which leg does what. Okay, so you need to really, really think about it. Okay, it doesn't matter if you get this wrong, okay? It's all a bit of fun. Okay, and we're learning. We learn more from doing things wrong than we do from doing things right, because we can always change what we're doing, don't we? Okay, right, off you go. Have a go. These are called Stag Leaps. Good. Oh, good try. Very nice. Oh, very good. Can you point your back foot? Okay, line up for me, please. Right, I'm going to have a look at this line here. Okay, we're going to watch them and then we're going to see if we can learn anything. Stand up nice and smartly, please. We're going to see if we can learn anything from watching them. Right, off you go. Oh, very good. Oh, I like it. Very good. Good. Very nice. Right, did anybody spot somebody that's really making that stag shape? Oh, did you spot somebody? Okay, would you like to show us yours again? Okay, so come to the front. Can you tell me what you liked about hers? So she kept her front leg bent and her back leg was nice and straight and pointed. Well, let's have a look and see if we can see that. Okay, pressure's on. It's going to be good. Oh, very nice. Yes, I agree. So she's got that lovely stag shape in the air, hasn't she? I wonder, do you think you could go for me, please? Because yours was really nice as well. Now, I want you to watch this one, and I want to see whether or not we can help her make hers even better. Oh, I like her. She didn't do it that time. Okay, let's have a look at yours, please. Oh, okay, so I really like that one, but we could definitely help her. Okay, so which of her legs was bent? Which of her legs was bent? What do you think? Her back one, which one should be bent? The front one. So have another go. Before you go, let's just have a little think about it. So could you bring the one that comes up first up and bend it? Just stand where you are and bend it. Oh, now can you put the other one behind you and stretch it? Okay, so that's what you've got to think about in the air. It doesn't matter if you don't get this right, okay? Just try your best. Oh, good try. So which one are you bending? You're bending that one, aren't you? Okay, and which one's coming up first? That one. So could you have a little go at bending that one for me? Good. And then point the other one behind you. Okay, so go back to the beginning. So which knee is going to come up first? That one. Right, have another go. Oh, very good. So now she's got the front leg bent and the back leg bent, so she needs to work on getting that back leg straight. Now there's lots of you doing the same thing, not quite getting the right legs bent and straight. So let's all have another go and let's see if we can make some improvements. Lovely demonstrating that group, thank you very much. Right, keep going, off you go. Which leg have you got to bend? Which one's got to be straight? Or think about your back leg being straight. All very nice. Very good. Very nice. So which leg are you going to bend? Okay, and which one's going to be straight behind you? So which one have you got to lift up first? That's right. Okay, right, stop there. We're going to change our leap again. Right, so now, class, I need your help to make the gap much smaller. So we're going to have a little gap like this, please. So if you could help me tidy your mats up, please, and make the gap smaller. Okay, and then line up nice and smartly again, please. Oh, let's be quick. Let's line up nice and smartly. Okay, now as we go over this gap, we're going to have a go at doing what's called a scissor kick. Oh, now it's still a leap because I'm taking off one foot and I'm still landing on the other. Now, were my legs straight or bent? What do you think? They were straight, weren't they? And I tried to point my toes. They might not be perfect, but I tried to point them. Now, in a scissor kick, we kick one leg up and then the other one before we land. Okay, now the easy thing to do here is to fall onto our bottoms because we lean back a little bit when we're doing this. So you've got to be careful. Where should our arms be in our leaps? Can you all show me, please? Oh, yeah, that's right. So our arms above our shoulders. Now we don't want drooping leaps like this because my arms are below my shoulders. We want them above our shoulders. Right, let's get busy. Off you go with these nice scissor kicks. Very good. Very nice. Can you get those arms out? Wonderful. Lovely. I like it. Very smart leaps here. Very strong. Strong young men. Very nice. Oh, I like it. Do you think you can kick those feet up? Come here. Come to me. Come to me. Stand next to me. Right, watch. One, then the other. That's it. Right, off you go. Now you've got to think about it. Very nice. Very good. Like it. Do you think you can try and stretch your feet? So at the moment, your feet are like this. Okay, so now we've got to try and point them forward. So point them, point them.
Point just foot because sometimes it bends when
Okay, so you need to be mindful of that, don't you? Yes. Okay, so do your best. I like it. Lovely high legs. I think I can see some good kickers in this class. Children that are good at kicking the ball. Definitely. Okay, right, listen carefully. Now, you've got to be sensible now, because I would like you to go and sit with a partner. Now, when you choose your partner, I don't want you to choose your best friend. I want you to choose somebody that you can work sensibly with. So think about that. So you can see now, I've split the mats up into two, okay, so that you can sit with your partner on a mat, please. Okay, go and find somewhere to sit, please. Boys, can I move your mat that way a little bit, please? I'm sure you'll be able to find someone. Not everybody's got a partner yet. Okay, sit down on your mat nice and smartly, please. Okay, let's make sure that you can see me. Okay, wonderful. Right, I need your help. Do any of you know any gymnastic rolls? Oh, now listen, before you put your hand up, do you know the name of the roll? And can you demonstrate it? Okay. Oh, yes, please. I'd love your help. A forward roll. Do you think you could come off the mat for a minute, please? Okay. So could you just sit down for a second? I'd love to see your forward roll. Okay, I really liked it. Could you go back to the beginning for me, please? Stand at the beginning of your mat. Now, how could we make this roll even better? Has anyone got any tips for her? Any hints for her? Yes, please? She could try and do it a bit faster, so we need to think about that. I wonder right now how she stood. Oh, could you sit smartly on your mat, please? I wonder if we could make her smarter right now before she's even started. Yes, please? Yep, could you stretch your arms up nice and tall for me, please? Good. Right, now could you face forwards on your mat with your arms stretched up tall? Right, now, I noticed that she put one foot in front of the other when she did her roll. Has anyone got any advice about that? Sit up smartly, please. Yes? Yeah, okay, so you want both feet at the same time. So some of you are just learning your forward rolls, and if you are just learning your forward rolls, it's good to have your feet slightly apart. So stand back up again for me. So rather than having them right together, let's have them slightly apart. Now you're going to stretch up nice and tall, and you're going to put those hands down. Hands onto the floor right by your feet. Now, what's she got to do with her head? So if she's going to do the perfect forward roll, she's got to do something to make sure that her head and neck's safe. Tuck your head right in. So tuck that head right in, roll over, off you go. Now stop. Now, how's she going to get up like a gymnast? Okay, what do you think? Excellent. So you're going to stand up, and then what about the end? What would you like her to do at the end? Stretch up tall. So could you go again from the beginning? Okay, so think about all those things we said. How are you going to start? Very nice. And how are you going to finish? Oh, I like it. Okay, now you're working in pairs. I've just listened to you all. You're all really good coaches. You've all given me lots of advice. I want you to help your partner. See if you can help them make their forward rolls nice and smart, please. Okay, take turns. Okay, let's see how your forward rolls go. If anybody needs any help with their forward rolls, I'm more than happy to come and see you. So what was your advice for her? She did. She used her hands when she stood up. So you're going to have another go and listen to what your coach has just said. So reach forwards. Fantastic. Great bit of advice. Well done. What's your advice? Do you think hers is pretty good? So how we could maybe make yours a bit harder by you stepping back from the mat, and now you've got to reach into it. Oh, very nice. Okay, your turn now. So what was the advice that your friend gave you?
To not use hands.
Excellent. Good advice. I like your advice. Well done. Yeah, your advice worked, didn't it? Go on, go on, go on. Go on, you can do it. That's really good. I like how you pushed on your feet to get you over. Okay, really good. Okay, sit down smartly for me, please. I need a new gymnastic roll. So I need someone else to help me, give me some advice. Yes, please. Oh, I think that one's really, really tricky. We're going to leave that for the time being. We might come back to that in a minute. Can you think of another one? Oh, yes, please. Can I ask you to move over here for a minute, please? Could you show us your teddy bear roll? Can we remember, gymnasts, that we're going to sit smartly? Just wait for a second. Wonderful. I love how you're sat now. Right. Okay. So you're going to show us your teddy bear roll. Very good. Right. Could you just sit facing me in your straddle shape? Okay. Come a little bit closer. Okay. Right. We need some hints and tips for this roll because not all of us are going to know how to do it. What's our advice? Okay, now I'm looking at her shape now, and I'm thinking, I wonder how she could make her legs and her feet a bit nicer. Do you think you could help me? Could you help me? What could she do with her legs and her feet to make them a bit nicer? She could. I quite like them wide. I'm having a look at her feet. What could she do with her feet? Point them. Can you point those toes? Lovely. Right, now when she does this shape, she's going to hold on tight to those legs. Okay, so can you hold on tight? Now, what's she going to do next? What's she going to do next? Anyone got any ideas? Oh, let's have somebody different. Can you help me? Have you got any idea what she's going to do?
I do. Teddy bear roll.
How is she going to do that teddy bear roll? So sit up for a minute. You know what you've got to do, but you've got to see if you can think about telling us. Does she lean back? Right, if you lean back. Lean back onto your back. Bring those feet up with you because you've got to hold on to them. Has she got anywhere to roll? No, she hasn't, has she really? She could only sort of roll over that way or maybe that way, but she needs to turn all the way round. So sit back up again. Sit back up again. So rather than rolling onto her back, what could she roll onto?
Elbow.
Yeah, her elbow or her side. So the first thing you do, children, is roll onto your elbow or your side. Okay, and then she rolls onto her back, doesn't she? Roll onto her back, and then she goes onto the other side. So there's a pattern here, isn't there? So the pattern is shoulder, back, shoulder. She goes shoulder, then onto her back, then onto her shoulder. Now, the reason we sometimes get into trouble with this, sit up for me, please, okay, is we tip over onto our side, and then we forget to look up at the ceiling, and we roll onto our tummies. When you're rolling over, you've got to look up at the ceiling, have your tummy button up towards the ceiling, and roll round. Okay, right, this one's tricky, but help each other. Off you go. So what happened here?
She just she forgot to look up at the ceiling.
Okay. Right, so let's try again. Do you know one little hint I'd say to you as well? So go back to your starting shape. So face that way, so you've got some mat behind you. Face that way. The other thing I'd say to you as well is try and keep this shape. So come around here a little bit more. Right, now hold on to this shape. So what did you say? She's got to look up at the ceiling more. So tip over. Look up at the ceiling. Okay, so now you've got the shape better. Try again, try again. Shoulder, back, shoulder. Go on, go on. Still your advice helped, didn't it? Right, swap over, see if you can help her. How are we getting on, boys? Terrible. Well, that's good. We can make lots of progress from terrible, can't we? So hold on to that straddle shape. Just wait a minute. Let's see if we can help him, and then we'll see if we can help you. Okay, so what's the first thing that you know needs to go on the floor? Yeah, so his shoulder needs to go on the floor. Oh, where's your straddle shape gone? Hold on to your legs. Now he's got to look up at the ceiling, yes? And then what's he got to do next? Yep. And then you've got to sit back up. Legs wide. Very good. Right, your turn. Your turn to swap. Come a bit further forwards. Right, can you stretch these feet? Oh yes, this one's not so good at stretching, is it? Oh, very nice. Look at that. Right, which part of his body goes on the floor first? Yeah, that part. So shoulder. Bring your leg with you. And then where's his tummy got to go? Up towards the ceiling or down towards the floor? If he goes up, okay. Up towards the ceiling. And round you go. Have another little go. Sit down, stay where you are. Shoulder. Oh, shoulder, back. Shoulder. Tip over. Shoulder, back. Shoulder. Good. Okay, sit down smartly with your partner, please. Are you sitting smartly? Your gymnastics is really impressing me. Make sure you're smart in between. Okay, right, I need another roll now. Another nice and easy roll, a nice simple roll for us. Oh, can you think of one? Yes, please? That's not a roll, is it? We will do those in a minute, though. Okay, can you think of another roll for me? I'm thinking of a roll that's very long. Can you think of one? Oh, I've got some people helping you. Do you know how to do it? Okay, right, sit up smartly, please. Oh, would you like to help me with your pencil roll? Okay, so let's ask your partner, please, could you just come off your mat for a minute, please? Right, could you show us your pencil roll? Oh, I like it. This is fab. Okay, right, now I'd like you to come back to the beginning here and just lie down here for me, please. Right, stop for a minute. How can we help him improve his pencil roll? I think there's lots of improvements to be made. Sit up smartly, please. Okay, what do you think we could do? You're right. Okay, so I like what he's doing with his arms now as well. Do you agree? And I think he'll find it much easier to roll with those arms up there. So off we go, let's roll. I like it. Very nice. Right, I'd like you to come back to the beginning of the mat here now. Come a little bit further up. Now, lie down flat. Now, we're gymnasts now, so we are going to challenge ourselves to make this roll more gymnastic. Now, the challenge for you is to not let your hands, so stretch your arms up here, get your chin up a little bit, and can you lift your feet up as well? Or keep them straight. Now, we're going to try and roll without letting our feet or our hands go on the floor. Oh, pick them up. Oh, tricky. Oh, I like it. Come back to here again. I think he did a pretty good job then. So let's see. Do his hands and his feet touch the floor? We don't want them to. Oh, off you go. Keep them off. Right, come here for me a minute and just sit down on your bottom. Is that hard? No? Oh, he finds it easy. Now, it should be quite tricky because we're using our tummy muscles here and our backs a lot to keep our arms. Oh, sit back down, please. Okay, we're using our tummy muscles to keep our backs. We're using our tummy muscles and our backs to keep our feet and our hands off the floor. Okay, now your job when you're watching is to see if your partners can keep those feet and those hands off the floor, and ideally your heads and your elbows. Okay, we want all of those off of the floor. Right, off you go. What could we say about her legs? What do you think we could say? Right, should we get her to have another go and see if she can take your advice? Okay, you might need to move back a bit so she can get her legs straight. Let's see if you can get your legs straight. Oh, head off. That's it. Head up. Oh, I like your advice. It really worked, didn't it? Let's see yours. Oh, can you get those arms up? Get those arms up. Oh, off you go. Arms up above your head. Feet up. Yes, 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 yes. Really nice. Okay, sit down smartly, please. Right, I've got another roll for you. Okay, may I ask you to move off your mat, and I'm going to use this young lady. Right, do you think you could kneel down like me, please? Okay, and you're going to curl up into a ball. Does anyone know the gymnastic name of this shape that she's in right now? Oh, just wait a minute. You've got some hands that we could put up in the air. It's not the roll. It's the name of the shape she's making right now. You need to stop shouting out and use your hand. Yes? Yep, it's a tuck shape. So this roll, we make this lovely tuck shape. And we used this tuck shape for our forward roll earlier as well, didn't we? Okay, now I'm going to ask you to roll all the way across that way and then land back on your knees. Keep going. Oh, stop. Fantastic. Can you come back towards me? Now, we're going to make this roll more gymnastic. Can you just have a little look at me for a minute? You're going to lift one leg to the side like me. Good. So you're going to go like this. Then you're going to curl up into a ball. And you're going to roll over. And then bring the other leg out to the sides to tuck tall. Okay, and roll back towards me. Oh, I like it. Right, should we all have, where we're sat now, should we all have a little go at this shape? Now, I've noticed that it's her outside leg that goes out. So the one where she's rolling is the bent one. Okay? Right, have a go with your partners. Help each other. Stretch those arms. It's really tricky, isn't it? Leg out to the side. Oh, the other one. So that one. Stretch your arms. That's it. Oh, now come into your tuck shape. Oh, and sit up tall. Oh, I like that. Did you? Oh, it was brilliant. Fantastic. Now, you said you couldn't do that. What have you learnt there? You can. So if you try, then sometimes you're better than you think. Okay, sit down nice and smartly for me, please. Right. Okay. Who in here can do a cartwheel? Okay. Right. Okay. So you're all good pairings then. That's good. Okay, right. Pop your hands down for me, please. Okay, let's use someone different. Did you say both of you can do cartwheels? Okay, let's have a look at you two. So when you're doing your cartwheels, you need to make sure that you're not close to each other. Why is that? What do you think? You might kick each other. Okay, so we're going to have a little go at our cartwheel. Okay. Now, this looks really tricky to me. You have a go. Now, I'm not sure I can do that. So I might need to learn from the beginning. So we're going to have a look at this cartwheel and we're going to see how they do it. And then we're going to see how we can learn it from the very beginning, because we can't always all do it exactly like that. So could you go again for me, please? Now, could you start facing me? Now, I've noticed that she starts facing me, but her hands don't end up facing me. They don't end up pointing towards me. I want you to watch her hands. So off you go. So she was facing this way, but which way were her hands pointing? Can anyone help me? Yes? They were pointing the opposite way, weren't they? So you have a go now. Start facing me. Now let's have a watch. Just move out the way so they can see which way her hands go. Yeah, so her hands were pointing that way. So that's the first thing that we can learn. Sit down for a minute, please, girls. Okay, I'm just going to get a rope. Okay, so you two boys over here can't do cartwheels, can you? Okay, excellent. I'd like you to both come off your mats, please. In fact, I'm going to ask you to come onto this mat, please. Okay, now I'm going to put a rope out for you, boys. Okay. And I've got my rope in a little semicircle. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to stand at the side of your semicircle. Okay, now you're just going to come off a minute, otherwise you'll get kicked. Okay, now if you're facing towards the stage, towards that way, which way should your hands go? What have we just learned from watching these? So do they go the same way?
Up.
Or do they go the opposite way?
The opposite.
Okay, so we must learn that. Can you please sit up? Can you two please sit up? Okay, right. Okay, so your hands are going to go down here. Okay, so just stop there for a second. And then your feet, you're going to jump them over to this side. I like it. Okay, now stand up for me, please. Oh, good try. Now, before you start over here, I'm going to ask you to make a nice star shape. Okay, so just watch me a minute. I don't want to kick you, so move off a minute. So your hands go the opposite way, and then you jump your feet across, and then I'm going to ask you to make that star shape again. Do you think you could have a go? Good. Can you make that star shape for me? Tricky. And make that star shape. Good. Your turn. Oh, I like it. Stand up tall. Okay. So, those of you that can do cartwheels, you're going to practice them. How could we make our cartwheels harder for those of you that can do it really well? Yes? Well, you could make your cartwheels smaller. Any other ideas? Yes? You could try and do it one-handed. How about if we were a bit daring? Maybe we could go over our partner. Maybe they could lie down and we could go over them. Okay? Right, so those of you that can do cartwheels, I want you to make your cartwheels more challenging. If you're doing it with one hand, maybe you could go with the first hand, or maybe you could go with the second hand. Okay? If you're just learning cartwheels, I want you to go and get yourself a rope, and I want you to do exactly what these boys are doing. Okay, off you go. Please, may I move your mat that way a little bit? So I'm a bit worried you're going to collide. Girls, can I move your mat that way a little bit, please? You two girls, can you move your mat that way, please? Boys, I'm going to move your mat that way slightly. So, start facing that way. Stand behind the rope. Behind the rope. Where's this big star shape? Have you got your legs wide? Now, which way are your hands going to go? That's right. So hands down that way. Good boy. Now, the challenge for you is, can you get your feet behind the rope on this side as well? Okay, have another go. Come over here. Good. Your turn. I liked your star at the end. It was very good. Of course I can.
Ours is very bad.
You've got the world's longest rope.
Yeah, we're not good at it.
How's that? Good boy. Like it. Can you stand up tall at the end and make a star towards me? Well done. Good. Girls, make sure your mats are safe. Put them together. Oh, I like this. This is lovely. Good. Right, I saw your knee go down. You've got to try and keep that knee off the floor. You two boys, we need to put our mats together. No, you need to watch each other. You need two mats. And you also need to help each other.
No, we're trying to judge each other.
Let me take that one for you. Have a go. Right, I'm not seeing a semicircle. If I was to put a line down here, what shape would it look like? A square. So we need it to be a little bit rounder. How's that, boys? Right, star shape. Oh, good. Hands round. Good. Try. I like it. Right, your turn. Legs wide. Legs wide. Good. Yeah. Hands pointing towards your friend. And jump your feet over towards me. Yes. Good boy. That was really good effort. Finish with a star shape at the end. Fantastic. Very good. Oh, so good. Okay, so it's this first leg here that you've got to try and land onto. Very nice. Have you thought of other shapes that you could do, that you could go over? So you've got a nice straight shape. What other shape could you do? Could? What else? Have a go. Have a go. Oh, I like that. You've got your legs together at the top. I was thinking that maybe your partner could lie down in a different shape and you could go over it. So could you think of a shape to do on the floor? You could try, see if the star works. Oh, I like it. I wonder if you, stay there. I wonder if you could go over the legs somehow. Could you do that? Oh, I like it. One-handed over a star. Very nice. Excellent. Okay, sit down nice and smartly, please. Now, one person from each group, I would like you to bring me your rope and come and put it down over here, please. Oh, okay, you boys have still got a rope to bring me. Thank you ever so much. That's very helpful. Good boy. Well done. Thank you very much. Okay, right, class. I'd like you all to stand up for me, please. Okay, right. We are going to face the stage. Okay, so I'd like you to show me a balance on one foot. Okay, what can you do? Let's see if you can hold it now. A balance needs to be held for 3 seconds. Very nice. Okay, can you show me a different one? Good, hold. 1, 2, 3. Can you show me a different one on a different leg? Hold. 1, 2, 3. Right, sit down for a minute. Now, some of you are hopping. Oh, sit down a minute. Sit down and sit smartly, please. Now, some of you are hopping and some of you are really still. Why? What are the people that can manage to be still? What's their trick? You need to share with us what your trick is. What's your trick? So you're looking at something still, and are you concentrating on that thing that's still? Okay, and then you're managing to balance. Could you show us, please? Show us your balance. Good. Now, I'm not sure about your posture. So your balance, so when I'm seeing his balance, it's kind of like this. It's looking down. What could you do to make your posture a bit better in your balance? You could straighten up. And I'm thinking you're looking down at the floor. What could you look at to make your balance a bit taller, a bit straighter? Yeah, something maybe a bit higher, something in front of you. Could you try again for me, please? And now see if you can really stand tall. Oh, that's lovely posture. And I can see your balance. What are you looking at now? You're looking at the bag that's in front of you, so you're looking at something that's taller, that's higher. Okay, show us again. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Right, let's all try that. So we don't have any hopping around. We want to be still. We want to be focused. We're balancing on one leg. Ready and hold. 1, 2, and 3. Right, we've got some lovely different balances in here. So I've seen this one here where we're holding onto our foot. I've seen some where we've got our hands up above us. I've seen some with our foot behind us. I've seen some with our foot out to the side. Okay, I'm going to ask, would you like to come here for me, please? Okay, can you all make sure that you can see this young lady? Yeah. Okay, right, you're going to show us your first balance and we're all going to copy you. Right, now listen, we're going to have a little competition. If your foot goes down onto the floor, so you can come down a minute, please. If your foot goes down onto the floor, you have to sit down. If you start hopping or wobbling around, you have to sit down, you're out. Okay? Now, you're going to keep changing your balance. So you might do this one. 1, 2, 3. Now remember, your foot can't go onto the floor. Now you might do this one. 1, 2, 3. Then you might do that one that I saw earlier. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to see how many of them. You are the only exception to the rule. So if you fall over or stop, you can carry on. Okay? Right, make sure that you can see your friend. Okay? Right, you two boys might want to come here so that you can see a bit more. You two move on to that mat next to her so you can see her. Right, are you ready? Off you go. Oh, concentrating. Sit down, hard luck. Sit down. Sit down, hard luck. Oh. Oh, hard luck, your foot went down. Oh, well done those that are still concentrating. Fantastic. Oh, hard luck. We've got some good balances in here. Hard luck at the back. Okay, well done. Those people still stood up. Give yourselves a round of applause. Very nice. Right, I need a new volunteer. Shh. Who'd like to come here? Yes, please. Come here. Be my new balancer. Right, everyone back up again. Okay, right, off you go. Concentrate, look at something still. Okay, fantastic, very well done. Okay, sit down, class. I am really, really impressed with you all. You have been fantastic. You've been a fantastic help and impeccable behaviour. So thank you very much. Okay, and all those teachers that will be learning from your gymnastics lessons will really appreciate all your efforts too. So well done. If you could please go and get your shoes on just as nicely as you've worked in the lesson, please, and line up at the door.